While most Aussies spent December packing up and heading for the beach, an all-female expedition was setting sail to a cooler climate. Ahead of them, 3 weeks of intense academic work on the majestic Southern Ocean.
It's a day and a half, about 42-hour crossing from South America to Antarctica through the Drake Passage, which is some of the roughest seas in the world.
But no amount of seasickness could hold these women back on board their icebreaker with the glass ceiling in their sights.
We saw seals, so we saw leopard seals, red seals, and a few others, crab eaters. We saw a lot of penguins. You make some of these landings, and there's a colony of 200,000 pairs on a relatively small island, and you can't move without there being a penguin around you. It's just not possible.
Yes, it's for February next year.
Women don't fill a large number of leadership roles in science. Now the group, Homeward Bound, is looking to get them a seat at the table.
But it was just a very unique environment in terms of bringing everyone together on a ship in that isolated place.
For a floating seminar on how to stand out in a male-dominated scientific world.
We probably had an age range of 25 to 65 or so, and that element was also really important because we don't often get to spend time with women across all those age brackets focusing on similar issues.
It was amazing. I think that was one of my favorite parts of the trip, is just being able to learn from each other.
Ida Kubishevsky may now have returned from a landscape of icebergs and nature in the raw, but the lessons of the voyage remain solid.
We talked a lot about behaviors and male behaviors versus female behaviors, and how females in leadership react differently than males in a lot of ways. And since then, as I've been going to meetings and continuing my work, I've seen that difference, and it's interesting to be conscious of it now, while before I wasn't.
In a world where science and its impacts don't discriminate, Mother Nature is in need of her daughters.
We're really trying to build a pool of women who are all trained up in leadership and who've got an understanding of what good leadership is, so they can go forth into the world at an international scale and a global scale, with the vision that hopefully we can try and get more women at the leadership table.
The Homeward Bound project hopes to help more than 1,000 women over the next decade, not just on board, but reaching back into their own networks and communities.
There's definitely a strong network that's ensued, and that was obviously one of the hopes of the initiative, that this network of women with similar skills and vision and outlook would become more connected now and into the future, and that network would continue to grow.
Sometimes it takes going to the ends of the earth to make deep discoveries, both professional and personal.
I think Antarctica as a place had a huge impact on me. It's amazing to see when you're there that it has its own personality, and it's a very strong personality. So it in some ways impacts you as a person, and that personality, I know it's weird to explain, but that personality does stick with you.
Elise Pianagonda reporting. The Adelaide Fringe is one of the biggest arts festivals